Hello friends, and welcome to Steph's Pointe, the channel dedicated to all things dance and acrobatics. Today I'm going to show you how to stand up from a bridge, and I've got some awesome rainbow unicorn socks on today, and we're going to get things started right now. Okay, before we get started, it is super important that you've warmed up. Always make sure that you warm up your spine before you try anything that has to do with back bends, because your spine is very sensitive and you want to keep yourself from injuries. I have a whole video about stretching out your back that you can watch. Click the link in the description box below to watch that video, and then come back here and do this with me if you want to follow along with a warm-up video before trying this out. So let's talk about our bridge. Okay, the most important thing is that we have a good bridge before we try to stand up from a bridge. You don't want to stand up from a bad bridge, right? So come on down to the floor. Let's talk about a proper technique for a bridge. So feet are parallel. That is the number one thing, which means the toes are pointing to the side and the ankles are right underneath the knees. Everything's pointing to the side. What you don't want to do is turn out like this. You want to keep everything parallel. Why? Well, when you go to stand up from your bridge, your weight rocks forward. If your weight rocks forward and your feet are turned out, you're gonna put a lot of pressure on the inside of your knee, and that is not a good thing. That is not a place we want pressure. So we wanna have our alignment with our knees going over the toes. So that's number one. Number two, hands are right underneath the shoulders, not way out here, right underneath the shoulders. And go ahead and, when we press up to our bridge, we wanna press the shoulders past the wrist. So we want to make sure that we're pushing all of our weight into our arms and avoiding sinking into the lower back. So pushing all the weight into our arms. So if you have tight shoulders, this may be difficult for you. And I would work on stretching and strengthening the shoulders and stretching and strengthening the spine till you can get a bridge like this before you even try standing up. But once you've mastered a good, solid bridge technique, go ahead and come on down. Then we go into step number two. So the second thing that we want to work on is being able to walk in our bridge. So going into your bridge, finding your good bridge technique, and then taking some walks forward. So you look like a weird little spider, but what this will do is it'll build up strength in your bridge and strengthen your arms. You can try to walk back where you came from. That one's a little tricky. It takes a little brain power, like whoa, where am I going? And come on down. So I would practice doing some bridge walks to build up strength in your bridge. And then we're gonna try step number three, which are wall walks. Hello. So I have to bring you over to the wall to show you what wall walks are. So standing with your back facing the wall. Now this is only if you can successfully walk in a good technique bridge. So we're on step number three, master number one and number two before you try this. But we're gonna go to a wall and we're gonna put our back to it. Now you're gonna have to figure out how far away from the wall you need to be able to do this successfully, and it'll take a little bit of trial and error. But you're gonna take your arms straight out in front of you, lift up and out of your spine, and place your hands on the wall. Remember that as you go back, you use your head to follow your hands. Now from here, you can take little steps down the wall until they reach the floor, if you feel comfortable. At first, you might only get to go halfway down the wall and then come back up, but wherever you're comfortable. If you can get all the way to the floor, then you're gonna brace the wall and walk yourself back up to standing. Now, like I said, it's gonna take some trial and error. Sometimes usually what happens is we're too close and then you're like, oh, my back doesn't bend that far. So make sure you step a good distance away. And if you need to feel safe, you can go down with one hand and then put the other one down. But you wanna try practicing both hands going. So at first you can try the one hand technique where you put one hand down leaning towards the wall and then you spiral to find the other hand. But that twisting is not exactly the way that you're gonna stand up and go down to a bridge on your own. So once you've gotten comfortable with the distance from the wall, you wanna lead with both hands, head following the hands, reaching up and out and touching the wall with both hands at once. Also, as you exit, you wanna leave with both hands, and the head comes up last. And that brings us to step number 4, which is to do it with a spot. Now, if you have a friend or a family member or a teacher, preferably, that could help you, they're gonna wanna brace you behind your upper back and your lower back and help you to safely lower to the floor. So when you're going down to the floor, we always wanna make sure we're leading out with the arms and lifting up and out of our body. As we go down, we lift up and out. We touch the hands on the floor. Your friend's gonna help you do little rock, and push, and stand up. The most important thing is that you leave your head last. The biggest mistake I see is people coming up, they try to look where they're going, and what that does is it knocks your weight backwards because your head is very heavy. So when you tuck your chin, you actually collapse your chest. By keeping your chin this way, your whole spine is staying in a long curve, but you break that curve and it pushes your chest and causes this to collapse. So we want to keep the head coming up last and try it with a spot. And after you've done it with a spot a few times, you'll have the strength and the stability and you'll be able to do it on your own. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to like it and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Let me know, did you learn anything from this video? Did you get closer to standing up from your bridge by following along with me? Comment down below and let me know about your success because I love hearing when you guys achieve your goals. And remember, it's always better to be flexible and to go with the flow and just enjoy life and bend when the wind blows at you than it is to be rigid and stiff and break when hard times hit. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.